Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have some exciting stocks lined up for today. So without wasting any time, let's jump right in. But before we dive in, remember to treat this channel as a screener for stocks at crucial levels, not as investment advice. All right, so the first company on the list today is SoundHound AI with the ticker symbol SOUN. And this stock is currently retesting its breakout level. Before we dive deep into its technical chart, let's first take a step back and understand why the breakout retest pattern is so important. Some of the biggest moves in stocks actually happen after a successful breakout retest rather than just an initial breakout. And in today's video, I am going to show you some real examples that prove how well this setup works. So before we analyze SOUN, let me walk you through a few examples of past breakout retests that have worked extremely well. And I think you will be amazed to see how efficiently these setups play out. First example, LYV, Live Nation Entertainment. Let's start with LYV, which is a textbook breakout retest example. If you look at the chart, you'll notice that this stock tried to break through a key resistance level multiple times, but failed. Each time it approached resistance, it got rejected until finally we got a clean breakout. Once the breakout happened, the stock saw a strong rally, but then it pulled back to the exact breakout level, which we call the breakout retest. After retesting the breakout level, the stock bounced sharply and started a much bigger rally. Now let's talk numbers. If you measure the move after the retest, this stock moved up by approximately 20% in just 5 weeks. And here's the best part. We covered this stock on the channel on January 6th, right when it came for a retest. From the very next day, the uptrend started, and those who followed it would have seen solid gains. So this is a perfect example of how a breakout retest can lead to a strong continuation move. Now, let's move on to another strong breakout retest, AFRM, Firm Holding Style. This stock had a major resistance level and formed a double top around that area. After multiple failed attempts, it finally broke out, and just like LYV, it came back to retest the breakout level. And what happened after that? A massive rally followed. Now let's check the move in numbers. From the breakout retest level, the stock rallied by approximately 52%. And remember, this is a daily chart, so this entire move didn't even take a month, yet the stock is up more than 50%. Again, for reference, we covered this stock on January 22nd, right at the retest level, and from that very point, the rally began. So this is another great example of why a breakout retest setup is so powerful. Now let's take a look at another one, AYI Brands. If you check the chart, you'll see a clear resistance level. Once the breakout happened, the stock pulled back to retest that breakout level, and from there, we got a strong rally. Again, just like the previous examples, we covered this stock on the channel. Now, let's move on to TYL, Tyler Technologies. Here too, you will notice a familiar pattern. Resistance level tested multiple times, breakout finally happens, stock pulls back for a retest, and then we see another big rally. This pattern repeats over and over again across different stocks, and that is exactly why I love trading breakout retests. Finally, let's take a look at BYRN Technologies. Same story. Stock struggled at resistance, broke out, pulled back for a retest, and then started a strong uptrend. So by now, you should be able to see a clear pattern. Breakout retests are one of the best setups to trade, and they often provide much better risk reward than chasing an initial breakout. Many traders get excited when they see a breakout and immediately jump into the trade. But the problem is, not all breakouts sustain. Many times, stocks break out and then fail, trapping buyers at the top. That's why waiting for a pullback to the breakout level is often a better strategy because it allows you to enter at a better price with a clear stop loss level. So I wanted to take the time to explain this properly before we start with the stocks for today. All right, so now that we've understood the breakout and retest pattern, let's get into the stocks for today that are exactly at their breakout retest levels. Since we've already covered the concept in detail, I won't go too deep into the explanation again. Instead, I'll just give you the ticker names along with a few key points on each stock. First stock, SoundHound AI, SOUN. As we discussed earlier, SoundHound AI, SOUN, made a high of $10 in the past. It took 9 months to break out through that level. After breaking out, it rallied significantly and reached as high as $25. However, it has now pulled back to the breakout retest level. And here's the key part. In yesterday's session, Tuesday's session, a green candle was formed right at the retest level. This is an early sign that the breakout retest might hold and could be setting up for another move higher. Second stock, BWX Technologies, BWXT. This stock previously made a high of $106, which it tried to break once but failed. On the second attempt, it successfully broke out. Now, after the breakout, it has pulled back to the exact breakout level for a retest. Risk to reward ratio. If the breakout retest holds, the stock has a potential upside of 27% if it reclaims its recent high. If the breakout retest fails, the potential downside is just about 2 to 3%, depending on your risk appetite. So, this trade offers a favorable risk-reward setup, making it worth watching. Third stock, Victoria's Secret. We already covered this stock in a previous video, but the setup is still so good that I wanted to bring it up again. It is following a very similar breakout retest pattern to the ones we've discussed. Since we've already analyzed this stock in detail before, I won't go too deep into the explanation, but the pattern is very clear, and it's still at its make or break level. All right, so the fourth and final company for today is Ensign Group with the ticker symbol ENSG. This stock is following a very similar breakout retest pattern to what we've discussed so far. Back in March 2024, the stock made a high at a key resistance level. Then on July 10th, 2024, it finally broke out above that level, leading to a strong rally. After that, we got a pullback, and now the stock is back at its breakout retest level. However, here's my concern with this setup. The stock already retested its breakout once on January 7th, 2025, and from there it rallied 16%, but now it has come back to the same breakout level again. Based on my experience studying breakout retests, I've observed that a stock has a higher chance of holding the breakout on its first retest. However, on subsequent retests, the probability of sustaining upward momentum decreases. That doesn't mean the stock will definitely fail, but it's something we need to be mindful of. If this breakout retest holds, the upside potential is around 16% to its previous high and up to 23% to its all-time high. If the setup fails, we can limit our risk with a stop loss of around 2 to 3% based on individual risk tolerance. So while this stock is still worth watching, I'd recommend approaching it with caution since it's already had one successful retest. Now, before we wrap up, I want to highlight an important risk factor with these setups. As we all know, in the stock market, nothing can be predicted with 100% certainty. In fact, even achieving 50 to 60% accuracy is incredibly difficult. Let me give you an example of a stock that failed after a breakout retest. The trade desk, he made a high of $114, broke out, and then pulled back for a retest, just like the stocks we discussed earlier. However, this retest failed dramatically, and instead of bouncing, the stock collapsed. As of now, TTD is down approximately 30% from its breakout retest level. So why am I showing you this example? Because it's crucial to understand the risks involved in stock trading. How to manage risk in breakout retest trades. 1. Always set a stop loss. No matter how good a setup looks, there's always a chance it can fail. 2. Stick to stocks at make or break levels. This way, if the trade works, the upside is huge, but if it fails, you have a clear exit to minimize losses. Avoid being greedy. If the trade starts working, trail your stop loss and lock in profits instead of waiting for unrealistic targets. So the goal is to find breakout retest stocks where the upside potential is high and the downside risk is limited. So those were the 4 breakout retest stocks for this midweek update. SoundHound AI, SOUN, BWX Technologies, BWXT, Victoria's Secret, VSCO, and Ensign Group, ENSG. These stocks are at their make or break levels, so keep them on your watch list and always manage risk properly. Before wrapping up, I also wanted to share a quick update on a new project I'm working on, a penny stock screener. This screener will scan over 3,000 stocks and refine the list to about 30 to 35 stocks that are small cap or penny stocks with strong fundamentals. Right now, I'm a bit occupied with work, so I haven't had much time to develop it further, But once I make some progress on the coding side, I'll share an update with you guys. And I'd love to take your inputs as well so we can build a high quality screener together. I hope you enjoyed this video and found these setups useful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I bring these kinds of videos twice a week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.